What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video with the shorts.
It's your girl Janae.
And it's your boy Derrick.
And we back with another video, y'all.
Back with another one.
Y'all see the title, y'all see what's going on. Today we are going to get into a detailed story time of our labor experience.
Yeah.
You know, I know that if you guys have been subscribed to us and you have been keeping up with our content, you know that we were intending to have a home birth and stuff like that. And I know that our content that we've been uploading recently may have thrown you guys for a loop because plans were changed and you know we had to pivot and adjust to them plans that had changed.
Right. So we can start off with the expectations that we entered into this labor and delivery with, which were we were at a birthing center the whole pregnancy, you guys. So like they was taking care of us. They're taking care of Nate.
Not the whole pregnancy, like majority of it though, because they seen that we didn't start at the birth center.
Oh yeah. Well, we went to a hospital, a regular OBGYN, and then after 1 or 2 appointments early in the pregnancy, like 5 months in, we ended up switching to doing a home birth at a birth center. So you guys, us being at the birth center for 4 months of Nate's pregnancy, they treated Nate for everything. You know, they did her ultrasounds.
Tests and stuff like that.
Right.
And we were very consistent with getting ultrasounds of baby boy because we went to another place that we were just getting the ultrasounds from because we wanted to see him probably like once a month. So,
right.
You know, and overall, you guys, everything went great with the birth center and stuff like that. But towards the end of my pregnancy, probably the last month of my pregnancy, I had a lot of swelling with my feet. But as you guys know, being pregnant, that can be a normal symptom, and it also can be a symptom of other things as well. And me being first time pregnant, and also like not really having, I don't want to say not having support to lean on, but you know, I don't have a mother to, you know, communicate like that type of stuff with, you know, stuff like, you know what I mean? With that also being said, my mother had suffered from pre-eclampsia, but you know, I don't really know the extent of it because my mother's not here to tell me, you know what I mean? So my aunt had told me that she did suffer from it, but overall, I'm pretty healthy. I was healthy, so I didn't really think nothing of it, you know. Of course, things happen genetic-wise, but...
Let's start first off as well, like, we want y'all to like this video, especially if y'all have been following the journey, y'all been enjoying the content so far, because when we get into the story, it's going to be very, very personal, and us being vulnerable with you guys, I want to know that it's connecting. I don't want to think we're doing these videos for no reason. I want to see you guys' comments. I want to see you guys engaging with the video. It tells us that y'all like the content, you know. So
around, because we had baby boy at 38 weeks and 5 days. I want to say maybe 35 weeks-ish. I was having like a lot of feet swelling to the point to where I was telling Derrick that it was bothering me, you know, like, I don't want to say like, because I have a very high pain tolerance. It wasn't like killing me, but I was like, my feet kind of sting, you know, they kind of sting.
Right, she's telling me that, and I'm saying maybe that's just pregnancy. Like, exactly. I'm thinking that's just normal, you know what I'm saying? Because I had never been with a pregnant woman. My mom was pregnant with my little brothers when I was younger, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Right. So like, I'm saying, okay, babe, it's all right, babe. You know, I'm trying to stay positive, trying to keep her calm, you know. So like, it's all right. It's probably just regular pregnancy because I've heard of it before. People's feet swelling.
Yeah, and I had friends that they said their feet swell, and I noticed that it was kind of like getting a little concerning because I couldn't fit any of my shoes. I could barely even fit his shoes, y'all. Like, it was either his shoes were squeezing them too tight, or like my feet wasn't growing longer. They were growing fatter and like that way and that way. So, you know, like they was trying to get me to walk those last few weeks of pregnancy, and it was kind of hard because I didn't have proper shoes to put on. So it was just a constant thing where I'm like, okay, my feet kind of hurt, stuff like that. So with that being said, we were going to our appointments still, you know, weekly, and our midwife was telling us, you know, your blood pressure is on the higher end, but it's expected because you are late in your pregnancy. But, you know, like, I don't want to, of course I'm not blaming anybody or anything like that, but it was a little higher than what it should have been for my normal range and stuff like that. And of course, and y'all can shame me if y'all want to, but I don't know how to read my blood pressure. So whenever she was taking my blood pressure, every single time, what did I ask her?
Is it good?
Exactly, because I don't really know. Like, is it a good number? Like, is this okay? And she would tell me, like, yeah, this is okay. You know, told me to take magnesium and stuff like that to help balance it out and lower it down for the last few weeks of pregnancy and stuff like that. So I was doing exactly everything they would tell me to do, I was doing. And bodily wise, I felt healthy. I felt fine. I felt good. My feet, on the other hand, they were one thing that was really just like, ow, it hurts to walk at this point. So,
you know, at the birth center, they take the holistic approach as far as birth techniques. So like they're trying to, you know, they're giving her things to do to prevent certain things, you know, as far as the high blood pressure, as far as preparing her for birth, you know. We had a list of supplements she was taking, and I think they helped. And the methods that they gave us definitely helped too, because it all ended up coming full circle at the end of the pregnancy, you know.
Right.
So
because our birth center is completely unmedicated.
right.
Like, they don't have, if anything goes to where you need medication, that's no longer a place that's fit for you to give birth, because it's completely unmedicated, which is possible. You can have a completely unmedicated birth and stuff like that. But yeah, so let's just make that clear. Completely unmedicated, and they don't have anything to accommodate for that. Like, don't get me wrong, they said they had certain stuff, but it was only for certain reasons, and the reasons that I needed the things that I had going on, they didn't have available for me. And they do also disclose to you that people do transfer to the hospital and give birth sometimes.
It's a very low percentage.
Yeah, very low percentage of it. I guess we get into our birth story now.
Yeah, we can get into the story, yeah.
The laboring story.
Right, so the vlog you guys seen is titled "This Sent Janae into Labor." I put it right here. You know, I gave Janae some wine at the end of the night because I'm thinking, man, somebody told me in the comments that if you drink a glass of wine, he's coming the next day.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
And don't get me wrong, I was ready. I'm ready for baby to come.
Right.
Because my feet was hurting. So I'm ready for him to come.
And she just wanted her space back. Like, she was complaining, it's like, how she kept telling me, baby, I'm ready to have this baby. I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, just hold on, baby. We're going to be patient. You know what I'm saying? But it was just night to where like, all right, let's drink a little cup of wine and maybe it'll come.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I completely did not expect to wake up the following day feeling the way that I did. It completely caught me off guard, and the last thing I was thinking about was the wine. Like, he had to remind me that, like, it was the wine probably. So I was sleeping terrible anyways at that point because I'm so late in my pregnancy. But at about 6:31, I literally, something had woke me up, and it felt like something was dropping in my stomach, to my booty hole, to my front hole, to all that. Like, it was just a bunch of different feelings going on. So I was like, what the heck is this? Y'all, my pregnancy this whole time has been amazing. I haven't had no crazy pain. I haven't had anything going on. So I was like, something's not right. So before I woke Derrick up, I let him sleep for a little bit because I was like, you know, maybe it'll pass. Maybe it's Braxton Hicks. Baby, no, it wasn't. So I was up, I was walking back and forth, went to the toilet because I was like, maybe I gotta use it. I went to lay back down. I could not sit still. And it was coming, and I was like, ooh, for a minute. And then I was like, okay, I'm relaxing now. And then it would come back, and I'm like, okay. So I sat down on the bed, and I look at Derrick, I'm like, babe, something's not right. I was like, something's going on. Like, I think it's almost, like, it's almost time. Like, something's not, you know?
Right. So you guys, they tell us that you have to be having contractions that last a minute long and a minute in between them. So, like, and she had to be 5 centimeters dilated for us to get admitted into the birth center. Six centimeters, my bad.
Which is understandable because they say that your body can go back.
Right.
So
6 is considered active labor.
Yeah. So yeah, at that point I'm like, babe, we gotta get up. Something's not right. He calls the doula, y'all. This was literally June 6th. When I tell you, I spent the whole day off of my phone. I could not look at my phone. I didn't want to see the time. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to think about nothing. I didn't want to do any of that. So I told him to text our doula, and I was like, okay, let her know something ain't right. And she told him to time the contractions, and baby was doing that, and y'all seen the video of him doing that. So, because without him, I don't even know what the hell would have been going on. Like, I didn't have it in me to time my contractions. I didn't have nothing in me. And he tried to make me drink a smoothie that morning, and I couldn't, y'all. Like, I just felt like my body was going to reject it. Like, I just felt like I was gonna puke it up. That's the only thing I was thinking about. I didn't want any of that.
Yeah, she was not trying to eat or drink anything. I'm trying to get her to drink water because I know if she's really in labor, it's gonna be a long time before she actually can, you know, she's gonna need that food and drink to have energy through labor. Because going through labor with no energy, that sounds like a nightmare, right?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I went into labor and had a whole labor fasted. No food, no nothing, y'all. And I did not do it intentionally. And I know that can be very unsafe. But thankfully, I'm here today to tell y'all my story and stuff like that. But I could not eat anything. I couldn't drink anything. And I'm one of those people, you cannot force me to do anything unless it's life or death, to be honest. I just couldn't drink. I couldn't drink it. I didn't have it in me. So
Right.
after that point, our doula, we was timing contractions, and it was.
So she was telling us that, okay, you guys, her traction, I was sending her the contraction list, and she was like, okay, you guys, it's probably time to head to the birth center because we live an hour away from the birth center. So we didn't want to have a baby here or have a baby, or like
In the car.
right. So it was looking like she was very, very close to having a baby, looking at the contractions. So I'm thinking like, damn, I didn't really want to go that fast because I knew that if she wasn't 6 centimeters dilated, they were going to send us back home, you guys. So our doula told us to go ahead and leave and go to the birth center. So we left, packed the car up, everything got packed up, and packed up as much as I could, and they
Kind of was hassling a
yeah,
little bit though.
definitely, because it was a hit. Like it came out of nowhere. Like it just started. Like I ain't gonna lie.
And
Like
I really couldn't help him as much as I wanted to because I'm sitting here, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, if y'all would have asked me, I would have told y'all, I'm about 5 centimeters dilated. Like, ain't no way. Like,
yeah, she kept saying that. I'm like, babe, I didn't want to mention it, but I know that she really didn't want me to record it either, you guys. I tried to put a camera out, and she was like, no, don't record me. You can see that in the vlog. Like, we left everything there, like, everything's raw, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but don't get me wrong, I did want him to record, like, I already agreed beforehand that I did want this to be filmed, but at that moment, I just was feeling like, help me.
Right.
Like Kevin Hart me.
Right,
Help
and then
me.
there's nothing I can do. That was one of the worst things, possibly like in my situation. I couldn't do anything to help her really, but give her counter pressure. I gave her counter pressure to help, you know what I'm saying, try to relieve some of the pain she was in. So
Yeah.
she was walking very gingerly, so her feet was hurting, and obviously she's going through labor. So she's in a lot of pain. So we ended up getting in the car, driving an hour.
55
You guys,
minutes.
right? I'm talking about I was bawling in the car. Like I told y'all in the other video, like I was bawling in the car. All the emotions hit me at once. You feel me? Like I knew I was gonna cry. I knew that this type of situation would cause for me to be overfilled with emotions and like happy tears, you know, and joy. And it was just a big moment for me, you know, a big realization that my son is coming in the next 24 hours, most likely. So
Literally, and I was in the passenger seat like this.
yeah, she was
Like that.
tense up.
So yeah, I was a bit tense.
Yeah.
So we had finally made it to the birth center the first time, and we had got checked and everything. At that point, my water had not broke. Everything was just pretty chill. I got checked. Unfortunately, I was only 2 centimeters dilated.
Only 2 centimeters, y'all.
And it was very, very upsetting for me to hear, but I kept keeping faith, and I just wanted to keep feeding myself positive stuff and stuff like that. So our midwife had recommended that, I go walk around the mall and go get me a protein shake.
Yeah.
I was not gonna walk around the mall. My body just was just.
Yeah, so we went and got a protein shake, right? And like I said, we couldn't go into the birth center. So we booked a hotel close by so we can just go labor in there. That was already the plan. If we did get transferred, our doula said, all right, I got a hotel, we can go to that just so you don't have to go all the way back home. Bet, that's 6 minutes away. That sounds great. So we go to the hospital, we get the smoothie, and they not drinking it, but she taking a little sip,
I
not
was
drinking it.
trying, y'all. I
Yeah, she
really was
tried.
trying my hardest to drink it. And Derrick and my doula was both trying to get me to drink it. It just was really, really hard at the time.
Yeah, so she ended up barely drinking anything. So we got checked in the hotel and set up in there and everything, and Nate's laying in the bed and everything like that. And Nate's water hasn't broke, so we're like, what's going on? Her water should be breaking. So that's when really our doula put Nate through more of a work flow. You know what I'm saying? Putting her in, flipping her over on each side with putting a peanut ball in between her legs, you know what I'm saying, so she could have her legs open so she wouldn't go backwards in labor, you know what I'm saying, so she knew what she was doing. Like, shout out to Lily, she really helped us out. I don't know what we would have did without her.
Literally.
Like, if y'all doing a hospital birth or you doing a home birth or whatever, I would consider getting a doula, because the doula knows the process of birth, and the doula can walk you through it, hold your hand, and support you. And that support was big for Nate. You know what I'm saying? She gained a lot of confidence through getting the doula and all the information our doula taught us.
For sure. So yeah, we were laboring in the hotel room, which was a really difficult stage for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's probably one of the hardest stages for me the whole time. Actually, it wasn't. The whole thing was hard, I'm gonna be honest with you. But it was really difficult because I was kind of feeling a bit discouraged. But like I said, I was not trying to feed myself anything negative. So I just wanted to get in the tub. I wanted to get in the tub. My doula ran me a very nice warm bath water. Just wanted to get in there. So I got in there, and the contractions was just getting really strong at that point. But the hot water was helping me, you know, not think about it too hard. So I was contracting there for a bit, and something had just took place to where it just was like real intense for a second, y'all. And I was telling him, I was like, I'm about to puke. I'm about to puke. I literally puked in the bathtub. Me still in the tub, I just puked everywhere. It just was, whew, it was just a lot. I felt good after that though, but I didn't feel too good because I was still contracting. So we got out. As soon as I got out, I laid down and she gave me the peanut ball. Y'all, if you don't know what a peanut ball is, you don't want to know, because it was annoying. And I wanted to just take it and just pop it, literally. It was pissing me off. So I laid down in the bed, and about 4:40 p.m., my water just exploded. It just broke.
So we was laboring at that hotel for 3, almost 4 hours. We got there at about 1ish, you know what I'm saying? And she ended up, her water ended up breaking, and we ended up staying for another. Oh, so when her water broke, meconium was in the water. So that means that he basically pooped inside of his sack. You know what I'm saying? And the sack, and it got into that water, and it came out. So they was like, oh, there's now an extra risk of infection because he's been in there with his poop, and if that poop gets in his lungs, that can be deadly for him. So it was like, whoa, like what the hell? Like that made us like more even scared. You know what I'm saying?
And that just meant that he was in a little bit of distress.
Right.
And which is understandable. So after that, we literally went to the birth center. We went there, got checked. 5 centimeters dilated. We need to be 6 to get in.
Right.
Admitted. They still admitted us, thankfully. So we got there with like 5 almost.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The hotel was more comfortable than the birth center.
Yeah.
Because the bed was bigger. I could lay down in the bed with Nate. We was laying down together in the hotel. When we went to the birth center, they got a bed in there, but the bed was smaller. So like, I'm hanging off the bed, like kind of not enough room for us to be chilling. So, and it's like hard seats. So like now it's like I'm standing up for most of the time. Yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't really comfortable for me. But how you feel about it?
Honestly, I had a hard time finding comfortability anywhere because I wasn't labored. I just wanted to lay down. That was my main priority. I think I said I wanted to lay down like 50 times.
Right.
And I just couldn't lay down all the way because I would lay down for a second, then that contraction come and just beat me to death. And then I'd just be like, I'm up. So yeah, but once we got to the birth center, it was way more relaxing there. So I was able to relax a bit more. But of course I still was having to deal with my contractions and stuff. At that point, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, like I said, I did not look at my phone. So with timing, I feel like it was one of the best things that I could do because I was able to disconnect and really accept the now moment and be able to take on those contractions at those moments and then let it go and breathe and stuff like that. But the birth center, it just felt like a very long, dragged on process because of the fact that my body started to do a bit of, I don't want to say rejecting all the way, but somewhat, because my blood pressure was starting to go extremely high. And so I was having to do things like take, what was it,
Take skull cap.
Skull cap.
Yeah, basically it was like lowering her down her anxiety. It was a herb that lowers your anxiety, so basically it was lowering her blood pressure. I'm looking this stuff up as they're giving it to y'all. Like, I'm not just letting her, I want to know what's going on, yeah, because this is a very life or death situation going on and scary, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't easy to sit here and watch her go through all that pain, you know what I'm saying, and not really be able to do nothing. So I'm just making sure that they treat her right and putting her through the right precautions to get us a healthy baby.
And it was really difficult for me to take I think I had to take the skull
At least 6-7 times.
Like 6 or 7 times. And it was really difficult because I did not have anything on my stomach. And my doula was trying to force me to eat and drink and stay hydrated. And I was trying to, and I really was trying my hardest. It was a lot of me going back and forth to get in the tub, to getting out of the tub, to laying down on the bed, to going to the toilet, to getting on the peanut ball. I was just starting to get kind of exhausted, and I was kind of feeling a bit weak. And unfortunately for me, I was determined to get him out. So I started pushing a bit early.
Yeah, she started pushing a bit early, y'all. And when you start pushing early, if y'all don't know, basically the baby's not even low enough for her to even be using the muscles to push out, so she's pushing for no reason.
Yeah.
So now she's using all that energy for no reason. So you guys, she was, like she said, she was in and out of the birth tub. Like, she got in there, I know that it helped her. She said that
it helped me so good with my contractions because it just relaxed me a little bit. Like, I just felt a bit better, more relieved and stuff like that. It helped just remove my mind off of focusing on the pain and stuff like that. So I just wanted to try and just do whatever I could to, get my mind off of hurting,
Right. So she said that she liked that, and she did a lot of different positions, you guys. I'm talking about every position you can think of. We tried it. And I'm like, I'm seeing, me, I can see. So I'm like, there's nothing happening. Like, I don't see his head. Because usually they say, you'll see his head and stuff like that. We didn't see anything. So I'm like, dude, where is he at? Like, why is he not coming, like, at this point? So now, Bae is getting her blood pressure checked every hour.
Probably 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, every 30 minutes.
And then he's getting his heartbeat checked.
Right, we had to get his heartbeat checked. And then when she started pushing, it was every 15 minutes. We had to check his heart rate to make sure it wasn't dropping. So she's, like you said, she was pushing. And you start pushing probably about 11 o'clock p.m. So now she's already been in labor for 16 hours, you guys are like, now she's starting to push. I'm like, okay, hopefully we start to get somewhere, But things just kind of stalled out and nothing really was progressing, you guys. Like, we feel like she wasn't progressing. And they went in to check her and check like him, and I seen kind of like they poked him, and like he did a whole turn, like his whole shoulder blades turned over, and he's in her stomach, and the midwives looked at her stomach like, and I'm like, oh my God, like, tell me her stomach was pointy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he literally did a whole turn in it. That was one of the scariest moments ever, because they looked like they didn't know what to do. Honestly, they looked like they didn't know what to do, and that was scary as hell, you know what I'm saying?
And I was so, like, out of it, and I wasn't on any drugs or anything like that, completely unmedicated, nothing. I didn't take anything. So I just was out of it, though. Like, one of the people we met at the birth center called it Laborland, and I was truly there. So, like, it was hard for me to, I don't want to say, like, it was hard for me to think of anything other than exhaustion, to be honest.
Yes,
and pushing and getting this baby here. That's the only thing I was thinking about.
We got transferred at 2:50 a.m.
Yeah, so around 2:45, they were starting to talk to me about how now my health, it's about to be 24 hours in labor, and now my health is something to take concern about, and baby's health as well.
Right, so yeah, her blood pressure was over the average range. It was high.
Yeah.
Like, I seen him checking, it was high. And with her pushing, his heart rate was dropping a little bit too. So it's like, they're like, these are the two things we can't play about. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying that they wouldn't be able to resuscitate him if he did need it. They wouldn't be able to do it here. So it's like, now is where we're playing a game where it's like, is it really worth it? At this point, honestly, I wanted to go to the hospital because I knew she'd been here for so long and it's not working. So something's going on to where she needs extra attention, you know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to get frustrated with them. Like, y'all acting like I don't know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need y'all to be a little more
confident.
Right, confident in y'all decisions. Like, and this thing about it is they had multiple midwives in there. That's the thing. Like, why do we have multiple? I mean, I have multiple. That's good, but like, we need one person checking her and doing, you know what I'm saying, more of the consistent work than y'all rotating in, and miscommunication can happen that way, and her life is at jeopardy at this point, and his life. So like, I don't got time to be for any miscommunications or any slip-ups or nothing like that. I need one person locked in on getting this baby out.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, when they said that I was getting transferred, I was happy because honestly, I would have loved to get transferred probably 2 hours before they had said. At that point, I think I was pretty tired. So we transferred, they called the EMS, right?
Yeah.
So they called EMS, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't want them to come roll in and come get me because I'm still here, I'm still conscious, I can still walk, I'm still alright. I'm trying to get to the point of where we get this baby out.
Right.
So I walked to the EMS.
Yeah, that was strong as hell.
They ain't come get me. Y'all don't have to come get me. Here I come. Like, let's get it. Let's go. Like,
that was some of the strongest shit I've seen, y'all.
Right.
All that time in labor, 20 hours in labor, and she's walking to the EMS. That's
and
crazy.
plus, on top of that, I had to get dressed because I was in the birth center naked.
Yes, y'all. If we would have did the birth center, if we would have had birth in that birth center, y'all wouldn't have seen the birth because she was butt naked.
I was naked
the whole time.
I just wanted to be free.
And that's what we wanted though. I wanted her to be comfortable in her birth setting. I'm like, all right, if we don't get the video, we don't get the video. It's okay. Like, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it happened how it's supposed to for a reason, you know, and it was God's plan that we were supposed to get transferred to that hospital, you know, so, and luckily it was a hospital up the street. Obviously we knew that.
Yeah, it was about 7 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I was telling myself, you can make it 7 minutes, you can make it 7 minutes, you know. Like I had to keep feeding myself that. So once we got into the EMS, they were very nice, very kind people. It took us probably about like 15 minutes to actually take off. So.
Right.
Because of course, you know, they gotta get your information, they gotta figure out who the hell you are, and they gotta tell the people that you're coming, so they gotta tell them, they gotta get all the information so they can make sure that nobody's misled.
Right.
So.
And they had to check and make sure baby wasn't coming out in that EMS.
Yeah, but
they kept checking.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When I left the birth center, I was 10 centimeters dilated.
Yeah, y'all. 10 centimeters. I know you got to be, when you're 10 centimeters dilated, that's when it's time for that baby to come out.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie to you. Contractions, they wasn't painful anymore. It felt like time to push. That's what I was talking to the people in the truck, and I'm literally like, because I'm like, he coming, he's gonna come out of here, and so we need to hurry up and go. But yeah, the woman was very sweet. She was telling me, and I'm so thankful for this experience. I'm thankful for the birth center. I'm thankful for the hospital. I'm thankful for it all. Honestly, when I think about it, it gets me very emotional because our story wasn't supposed to be any other way but the way that it turned out. So it was beautiful. It really was. And I'm very grateful about everything. So let me not keep doing that because I might cry. But yeah, so she was telling me, okay, when you get to the hospital, there's going to be a lot of people in the room. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. This is just a procedure that we're going to take on and stuff like that. So we got to make sure that you're going to be safe and or whatever. Just keep a positive mind. I'm going to make sure that you're fine when you get in here. I'm like, okay. So we get to the hospital. It was a very nice, smooth ride, honestly. My baby got to ride back there with me to make sure I was safe and stuff like that. So the best part.
Right, so she lays down in the bed, and basically it's like 15 people in the room, you know. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So I walked in. I kind of was outside at first while they was getting her information. Then I came in and I seen, you know, Dr. Lofton. We didn't know her before we came, but when we got there, I'm so glad we had her. You know, she really took care of us and took care of Janae and the baby. So basically she knew exactly. She said, okay, she's 10 centimeters dilated. Off the rip, as soon as we got in, she said, she's 10 centimeters dilated. We got to get this baby out. She's ready to push. But only thing is, he is transverse. He is OP. He's facing upwards. He's not supposed to be facing upwards. He's supposed to be facing downwards. So with that being said, she had to go in and turn him.
As I'm pushing.
As she's pushing. So she's pushing, and the doctor's turning the baby, turning his head and pulling at the same time, and she's opening her up at the same time. So like, I'm seeing all of this. I'm like, whoa, like, is my baby gonna make it? Like, are they gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like big thoughts in my head. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You guys, like, I was so nervous. It's probably one of the most nervous I ever been. Like, and you probably can see in like, later the video. Like, I'm on that. They was turning the camera on and sit it down. They told me, sir, you can't record it here. I don't care. I'm recording it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is our moment. We need forever. You know. And if y'all do anything or anything happens, I need to be able to hold y'all liable. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all on video now. So.
Yeah. And I really liked Dr. Lofton delivering on her son because she walked in the room very confident. She was very clear and transparent about everything that was going on, and she did not instill fear in me about the situation. Like, I felt very relaxed, and I was telling her, you know, we had a good communication going on whenever she was talking to me, because you know, whenever like I said, no, we didn't do no C-section, we didn't do any epidural, we didn't do anything. Unmedicated completely, so they cannot track my contractions. She was communicating, she was asking me, are you contracting? Okay, if you are, push. And she was telling me I was pushing wrong and that I was going to burn out all my energy. But also, when we got in there, they had to give me magnesium because that's the only thing that was going to medically lower my blood pressure. So that was one of the main things that did save my life, and that was one of the things that the birth center said that I needed that they did not have at their center. So I was on the magnesium, and I was on the magnesium for a few days because it was helping regulate my blood pressure and stuff like that. And at that point, that's when I was finding out I had a preeclampsia once I was there.
She said you had preeclampsia. They gave her the magnesium and the things that she needed to regulate it, and they put her on oxygen and had her start pushing. And about 10 minutes to 15 minutes later,
he came out.
He came out, you guys.
He came out, and it was amazing. It was one of the best feelings in the world, and it was worth the 22 hours of labor. It was worth the temporary pain. It was worth the exhaustion. It was worth not having any food. It was worth relocating from the birth center to the hospital. It was worth the hour drive. It was worth me waking up at 6:30 in the morning the day before. It was worth all of it. Like, it was a beautiful thing, and I would do it again. I would do it again unmedicated, and I would do it again at a birth center, and I would do it again at a hospital. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. I want all the smoke, y'all. I really did. Pain is not. I feel like pain is not a real thing to me. Like, it really isn't. Like, not a physical pain. Like,
yeah, mental. We talking about mental game here, y'all. I feel like they put us up in a good mental space, and our doula helped get us in that space, and the birth center helped us get in that space, and the doctor at the hospital helped us get in the right space.
For sure. And I feel like you are experiencing your life, and you have to prep yourself every day for everything that you're going through. And I feel like I feed myself such positive mind, food, and stuff like that. So I feel like nothing can phase me in those manners. Like, you know what I mean? So I felt like pregnancy and the labor and doing it naturally was something I wanted to take on, and I felt so powerful and successful doing it. It didn't matter if I was at the birth center, it didn't matter if I was at the hospital laying on my back, it doesn't matter about any of that. I still did it naturally, and I still was granted the most beautiful thing out of it, which was still being able to live and having my son. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. I was always there with Babe through the whole ride, you know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
And I will do it again.
For sure. Don't try to say that now. Because when we came home, you were saying, I don't know, wow, we could probably just have one more, but I don't know if I'm going to push you through that.
That was scary, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was scary, but it was worth it. Because everything happened the way it's supposed to, and you know what I'm saying, we very close to God, and God was there with us, and
our angels was there.
Our angels was there with us,
for
and
sure.
They made sure everybody came out great.
Yeah, for sure. So my baby, he changed his mind again about having more kids, so we gonna have more.
Yeah, we're gonna have more, y'all, so y'all stay tuned. You know, I know y'all want to see Lux's face. We're gonna be doing a face reveal soon. You know what I'm saying? If you made it to this far in the video, drop face reveal in the comment section so we know you watched the whole video. We'll give y'all a shout out in the next video, you guys, whoever drops face reveal in the comment section. So y'all know what time it is, man. Until next time,
We out here.
peace,
Oh,
love.
we traded.
We did. It's all good.